Adrienne, a Tattaglia fire witch, is best known for the demise of the reanimated corpse of Lord Hart. Even though she played a key role on liberating Tattaglia from the threat of the undead, her own people couldn't acknowledge her as a hero, but rather shunned her for her fire magic inclinations. Adrienne's story actually begins with the Restoration Wars. After the death of the Erathian king, the Tattalian king Tralosk took advantage of the invasion of Erathia by Eofor and Nion, and, having enlisted the help of a mercenary commander, moved in to occupy Erathia's western borderlands. However, by the aid of the same commander, the barbarian nation of Krelod began raiding the very same territory. Tattaglia and Krelod began to clash soon afterwards, and they continued to fight each other for the occupied territories until reinforcements from Erathia and Brakada arrived, led by Catherine Ironfist. The forces of Tattaglia and Krelod were driven back, with Erathia's western border restored. During these events, Adrienne was in Erathia, studying for many years with the clerics in Stedwick. Adrienne was a brilliant student, but her obsession with fire, and fire spells in particular, had the Erathian clerics treat her with malcontent and suspicion. After the Restoration Wars, Adrienne began her journey home to Tattaglia. As she was passing through towns, she saw no living soul, only the stench of death and clear indications that a necromancer was raising an army. Once Adrienne neared Tattaglia, she decided to establish a base and begin liberating the towns on the other side of the border, defeating all the undead and necromancers in the area, hoping to find out who is raising this army. Adrienne's men confirmed the situation, and she sent a letter of aid to the Erathian government, hoping they would not be upset about the recent war, and come to their aid. Unfortunately, Erathia had to face another and even greater threat in the east, battling in what would become known as the Armageddon's Blade Wars. Adrienne also attempted to send a letter to the Tattalian government, but it was clear that no help would come from Tattaglia, as the Council of Witches would never accept a fire witch in their order. Accepting the fact that she must do this alone, she musters all the Erathian troops available and leads the defense against the necromancers. The necromancers' reappearance came as a shock to both Erathia and Tattaglia. After the end of the Restoration Wars, the necromancers and undead went into hiding. When Lord Hart was killed by the reanimated corpse of King Griffonhart, the Erathians left his own corpse to rot in the citadel of Stonecastle. The necromancers, realizing that a skilled and prominent hero like that would be a great addition to their ranks, resurrected Lord Hart as a Death Knight. It was he who was leading the attack on Tattaglia. Adrienne knew that she must go deep into Tattaglia if she was to remove the undead stain on her land. Burning her way through Tattaglia, she discovered that Lord Hart had moved and set up a base on the Tattalian coast. Adrienne, seeing the necromancers spread around Tattaglia, decided to unite her people by flagging all dwellings to her cause. Still shunned by her own people for her affiliation with fire, Adrienne spent most of her time by meditating in the forest, since the others didn't like being near her. Fortunately for Adrienne, this changed when the undead were pushing further into the Tattalian territory. The respected witch, Tiva, sent word to her that they needed help to get rid of the undead plaguing Tattaglia, at least partly acknowledging her contribution to the defensive. Eventually, the Tattalian leaders decided to give Adrienne support to defeat the undead. Adrienne was now ready to face the necromancers and their leader, Lord Hart. The battles were fierce and the war took its toll, as the land was scorched by the undead. Adrienne managed to clear out all the necromancers from the land, and Tattaglia was safe from the threat of the undead. She faced Lord Hart in battle, and managed to destroy his animated corpse, finally granting him some peace in death. As she stood over Lord Hart's grave, she did not know if Lord Hart should be recognized as a hero or a villain. After all, he was a great knight of Enroth and Erathia, but his affiliation with the undead was his downfall. Adrienne even wondered, when she would eventually be buried, if her people will talk about how she was a fire witch in the land of earth and water, or the hero that liberated Tattaglia from the undead plight. It is unknown if Adrienne survived the reckoning. It is also unknown if she ever got the respect of her people, a respect well earned by her many great deeds. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe on this channel and consider supporting me on Patreon. Leave a comment below to let me know what other part of Heroes lore you would like to be explored next. Cheers!